Hello, my name is Grant Fritchey. I work for Redgate Software, and I want to talk to you about your favorite topic, the GDPR. I want to talk to you about my favorite topic, backups. Wow, do we have problems? So here's the deal. If you look through the GDPR documentation, it doesn't refer to backups at all. There is a requirement that you have disaster recovery. Cool. But the main thing is you get into stuff like the, let me get this right, recital 73 is one I keep coming out to again and again, restrictions of rights and principles, restrictions concerning specific principles and rights of the information access to and rectification or erasure of personal data, the right to data portability, the right to object, decisions based on profiling, as well as communication, personal data breach, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't say backup anywhere. Doesn't talk about offline retention, doesn't talk about any of that kind of stuff. What it talks about is the ability to erase, the ability to ensure that you are forgotten in places where legally, like there are places that you can retain health information protection of the individual, blah, 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 historical record, reporters, stuff like that. There's all kinds of bits and pieces, like you can't ask to be, if you robbed a bank, and you got it put on CNN, you can't ask to be forgotten from the CNN database. Sorry. But all the rest of us can be asked to be forgotten. What about my backups? What about my backups that I've got 1, 2, 3, 5 years worth of backups? There is, at this point, no real definition in there beyond the fact that everything can be deleted. Almost everybody I've talked to, almost everything I've seen, the most of the stuff seems to suggest, keyword and tricky phrase, that we don't need to go into our backups and delete everything. Yay, because that would be really, really hard. What it does suggest is that we have to have some mechanism of, during a restore process, a way to identify the things that we have removed, and then remove them again after the restore, so that at no point does anything come online that is supposed to have been removed through the right to have been forgotten. So this brings up two things. Item number one, your natural keys for your databases, yeah, they're gone, baby. No more natural keys, because stuff like social security number or some of the things that would be a naturally identifying a key. Those are also personally identifying. And no. We will be using sequence. We will be using identity. We will be using globally unique identifiers. We will be using artificial keys going forward. No questions asked, right? This is legal requirements now. A natural key, which identifies a person, also is personally identifying information. It's just by it, it's natural, right? We can't keep that, but we have to have the ability to know what it is that we've removed so we can ensure that we've always removed it. So we're going to have, at least at the very least, we have to have a secondary artificial key. There's no getting around this. Artificial keys, come on guys, they're here to stay anyway. We all use them. But now, those last holdouts who are fighting against it, you've got to come on board too. Secondly, and this is a huge point, our RTO has shifted. We're going to have to adjust our recovery time objectives, because we're not simply talking about how long does it take me to restore this database, but it is how long does it take me to restore this database and forget any of the people who are on the backup. We may have to have, there may have to be all kinds of fun stuff added to this. There may have to be forget lists added to certain backups. Like if you get, if you get a series of forgets between backup A and backup B, you store that series of forgets with backup B, so that when you restore backup A, backup whatever the direction would be. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we're going to have to start working on. And this is all built around this, legal requirements on these things. If your business is not actively engaged in this stuff and you retain personal information, personally identifying information from any individual from within the EU, you must be in compliance. It is time for you to go and read this. One more point before I go. I'm reading on this a lot. I'm reading a lot. And two things. One, there are vendors out there that are, okay, look, there are a lot of vendors out there taking advantage of the GDPR, right? Because any technical problem, as a vendor, we want to help solve it, right? Because that's how we make money. There are vendors out there putting out some bad information. So be cautious. There are also some vendors out there putting out some great information. Microsoft is bending over backwards on this stuff. They are churning out tons and tons of data. I'll put a link down below to that. Definitely worth taking a look at. Regardless, if you're responsible for managing backups and the GDPR is applicable to you, you've got some new work ahead of you that you're going to have to start planning for. It's exciting times. Thanks. My name is Grant Fritchey. I work for Redgate Software.